Hi, everyone. This is Common Ground, a place where we can meet different people all across the world. Today, we have a very special guest from Nigeria. And yeah, let's get started. What is your name? How old are you, and where are you from?
My name is Richmond. I am 17 years old and I am from Nigeria.
So, could you walk us through a day in your life in Nigeria? So, what is a regular weekday like for you?
Okay, I'm a student. So when I wake up in the morning, I read my Bible for 5 minutes. Then I have my bath. Then I go to school. Then I stay in the library for a bit. Most times I spend a lot of my time in the library. Then at 11, precisely 11, I go out to get some pastries to eat for the afternoon. Then I come back to the library. If I have classes, I also go for my classes. Then by 5 o'clock, mostly, if I have classes, I'm done with my classes by 5. I come back home, I have dinner, and then I just chill on my phone for a bit. Then I go to bed between 9 and 11. Yeah, that's a day in my life.
That sounds pretty similar to me, actually. So from what it sounds like, your school system doesn't have it so that you have like classes all day, but like you have classes at different times.
Yeah, that's how it is. We
Okay.
can have classes in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. It's really random sometimes.
Okay. So, to go more in depth in the school system, so what is it like? Do you feel it puts pressure on students to do well? Is that something that's like, is school like a major priority for like people, stu like kids in Nigeria?
It is. It is because the Nigerian economic system is not really good. People don't see hope in menial jobs or technical jobs. Everyone wants to have a white collar job. So a lot of people, when they are done with secondary school, their goal is just to study, to get an undergraduate degree, to try their best to get a job after that. So a lot of Nigerians try their best to get into school, especially the youths. And then they all, when they are in the school, they try to read as much as possible. Not all do, but then some.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
So,
how it is.
yeah, that's very similar to not necessarily my life in the United States, but like my life in India because I was originally born in India. A lot of people they like most students they're going for like these white collar, as you said, jobs, and that's something even parents push for. So, what are some ideal careers that Nigerian students strive for?
It's really diverse, to be honest. Oops. It's really diverse, to be honest, because everyone has their own interests.
Hmm.
A lot of people go into tech, some go into the medical health sector or medicine or the health sector, some go into engineering, some go into the minor fields under engineering and health or tech and engineering. The fields that are in between, some go into those fields too. Do you want me to state the fields exactly?
Yeah, I mean, if you could.
Oh, okay. So computer science is really popular. I'm majoring in computer science. A lot of people also do civil engineering, medicine, public health, medical lab science, science lab technology, and so on. Those are like a few popular courses.
Yeah, that does sound like that's kind of a worldwide thing at this point where a lot of like there's those specific majors that a lot of people do prioritize. So previously you mentioned that the Nigerian economic system isn't the strongest. So I did see like one assumption of Nigeria that I've often seen online, like even through media and articles, is that Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world. Yet from what I'm hearing from you, it doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like that at all. So what I'd love to hear what you think about that as someone who's lived in Nigeria.
It it is relative to everyone's situation. So I would not say my family is rich, but we are middle class,
Mhm.
and a lot of people get desensitized to poverty the closer they are to the rich people. So we Nigerians that we live in Nigeria, especially people in my class, we don't really mingle, not mingle, but we don't have exposure or we are not exposed to the lowest of the low, the people who live at the bottom. So I cannot really say I know a lot about this matter, but but we hear stories. Our parents talk, we hear the news, we hear the bad things that happen. You know, Nigeria is a very big place. I live in the south. The north is very big. A lot of bad things happen in the north, and I don't really know a lot about it. In fact, I know more about the United States and their politics than what is happening in the north of Nigeria because it is not really exposed. It is still really obscure. So the issue now is just exposure. If we are exposed to the things that are happening in the north, the bad things that are happening, then we can say we know more about the poverty. However, I know it is there. Our GDP, our economy, the stats are saying it's really bad. So I know it's really bad. Everyone knows it is really bad. But I personally, I have not had first-hand experience on how bad it is.
So from what I'm hearing, you're saying that depending on where you live, the like you will receive like more exposure. So the north you
Yes,
is like significantly like different and even like more dangerous and in a worse
yes,
condition.
yes, precisely,
Okay.
precisely.
So hearing from you about this, it's interesting because so you feel like you're not receiving because you're in the South, you don't receive exposure like from the North. Is that because of a lack of media or just a lack of like something else? Like as in like
I think it is the youth generally. Me, well, I can't say the youth generally, but personally, I don't really have an interest in local politics in general. However, because of the fact that a lot of the things that happen there, for example, some people in the north live on less than $2 a day, less than $1 a day, sometimes even. So these people don't even have phones or the access to the internet to let the world know what is going on with them. We just hear some happen to have these issues. But here, the fact that I live in the Southwest, I do not really know a lot about these issues. I am just focused on how I how how I can be better or how I can do better for myself in my career and all. So
and I completely respect that and that is something I personally relate to. So I hear that school is a major like priority for you and your peers. So what is something you've seen like students in Nigeria do for leisure and fun?
Soccer is actually, well, we call it football here, but I guess you guys call it soccer. Soccer is a big part of every Nigerian's lives. I won't say every, but most guys play soccer a lot. We play video games a lot. We go to parties. What else do we do? And mostly social media. Yeah, TikTok, Instagram, X, just the likes. So sports, social media, and social events like parties, hangouts, picnics, and whatnot.
Yeah, and that sounds exactly what my life is like in the United States. I mean, I go to parties. We don't I'm not that good at soccer, but I play a lot of basketball with my friends and soccer is really pop and football in your country is very popular. Yeah, so it sounds like something that I think we both have a strong connection to, and I think that's awesome. So, um, let's talk about expenses. So what are like, do you feel like, and I want to hear this from your perspective, like in the South, do you feel like it is expensive to live in Nigeria or like in your, at least in your position? Is it like is it expensive, like the housing and all of that?
I am not in Lagos, so currently I'm in Osun State,
Hmm.
and then it is not really, Osun is mostly farm, like farmers. It's a farming city or a
Hmm.
farming state. So prices of food is not really high. Then for housing, because there are not a lot, the population is not high, the housing is also not as expensive. But Lagos, the cost of living is expensive, the quality of life is very low, and there is not enough food. So Lagos is where things are really bad, really, really bad.
So Lagos is like it's because it's a metro, it's a city. So because you live in a
Yes,
farming state,
yes.
it's the prices are lower. Whereas if you lived in the metropolitan, it would be significantly higher. Okay. So one last
I
thing.
could give you an example of,
Yeah,
okay.
for sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the population of Lagos at the last time was like 20 million plus. And then the land, they have the smallest land mass in the entire Nigeria. They are the smallest states. Meanwhile, my state, where I am, Osun, I don't think they're even up to 5 million. So you can get how the smallest city, Lagos should be the second highest state in population in Nigeria, and they have really, really small land. So you can get why things are very expensive because the people are too much and the land is not enough.
Yeah, resources are like limited and yeah.
Yeah, that's the word. That's the word.
Mhm. So, and my last two questions, what is something that you feel about that for people who know not enough about Nigeria, what is something you feel that they wouldn't expect if they came to Nigeria?
Um, I think we are not all bad. I think a lot of time, most times, Nigeria is represented as a city or a country for really bad people where they do fraud, scams, and all really just vices, a lot of vices. I think if you come to Nigeria, you see that there are actually good people in Nigeria. And then the tourism, there are a lot of places to visit in Nigeria where you would see, wow, like this is really beautiful. People don't see Nigeria as a tourism capital, but then I believe with the right administration or like publicity, people could come to Nigeria. Nigeria could become a big tourist center because there are a lot of amazing landmarks in Nigeria. And then there are also very good people too. They are bad people, but then they are good people.
Just like anywhere else. And
Yeah, just like anywhere else. Yeah.
yes. So, yeah, that is all. Thank you so much, Richmond, for having this interview with me. I think this is very important because there were a lot of assumptions that have been cleared, and I personally have learned a lot from this. So, yeah, thank you so much for this, and I hope everyone who's watching, I hope you learn a little thing or two about Nigeria as well.
Yeah. Thanks for having me too. Yeah, I really appreciate this opportunity.